Okay, I got my timing mark here on 0. And my piston is all the way up. And I've dropped the new distributor in. And this is going to be one for me with the where I'd like the advance and the vacuum to be out front here. So we're going to mark that one on the new cap, and we got plenty of adjustment, you know, for timing when we go to start this. So I'm going to put I got all the, so I found out if you want to use these heat shields, you know, sometimes I forget stuff. You have to use the Magnum spark plugs. You can't use the LA spark plugs unless you pull this out. So you can pull that. That thing will just pull right out. And then you can use the LA ones, but we're going to use the Magnum, and we're going to use just Autolite copper cores. And I'm going to change all the spark plugs out. And I got a real pretty chrome hold down. It's going to be here this week, so we're not looking to start it, but I'm going to get the wires, and I got wire separators coming too, so those will be done later. But I'm going to get the plugs in it and the distributor in now. The motor's in the car. Alright, I got the new plugs in, new plug wires, and this little Chinese Proform kit comes with these little numbers, so I got every one of the spark plug wires wired with numbers, so I know what's the end, where they go to, and I got the cap on, and I know where one's pointed. I'm at top dead center, and you know, I got the side all done. I got the coil mounted, so she's had a new tune up with the transmission, and now new distributor, new wires, cap, button, coil, you know, and we got a good alternator. So we get, and I got a juice box coming to put on it there, so it's going to be completely rebuilt. So it should run, you know. I've been 180 out before, so if it doesn't want to fire, backfires, we'll pull it and spin it 180 and shove it back in. So, but we're looking real good up top here. So I think I'm gonna start working on the exhaust and route the exhaust. I want to come out in front of the frame rails and down the side because this car's so low. So it's just gonna be a bunch of. I got a box over here I bought with got 16 sets of bends and 8 feet worth of straight pipe. So we're going to just start putting them together, and I got a swedger, so I'm going to swedge it in and out, and that way I can slip them over each other. Hopefully that works well. It's brand new. I just bought it off Amazon, so we'll see. Or I think I bought it off eBay. There, and we're maybe going to work on the exhaust now. Alright, I got this. I paid $160 for these 16 bend kit, and I got a swedger, and I got some knockoff single chamber Flowmasters, and I put new tips on my Challenger. I got the old tips off my Challenger. I think they look really good there coming out the side of the car. So we're gonna do some frame modifications, and we're gonna try to get the exhaust. I'm gonna try to come out and around, and then tuck it real close to the bottom of the cars because it's gonna be a driver now. Alright, I'm gonna take a couple 180 bends, and I'm going to slice them in half here on the bandsaw, and that way I can do some fitting to try to get around the horn on the front of the up under the front of the frame there on the front of the car. Alright, so I've wrapped that up and around, and I'm going to take my plasma cutter now, and we're going to whack this section of the frame out and then reinforce it, and we'll be able to tuck our pipe up right up in there next close to the frame, and then we're going to hopefully not be scraping the ground with this thing. Alright, so I'm going to grind it with a flap wheel and weld some pieces back in there, and then maybe weld like a square tube support in here, but I really don't need it for what it is. I'm going to weld in some caps of this, and then we'll be able to tack the next piece of pipe. Go down through there. Alright, so we got the notches welded, and we'll be able to run exhaust pipe through there now, tucked up in the frame, and not be ripping it off like with headers. So it's the whole point. We'll try to keep this thing where we can drive it. Alright, we'll run this side back. Alright, I fully welded this front, all these front bends, so that, you know, if it tweaked, then I could, you know, bend it back into shape. Then we cut a straight piece, and I got these knockoff Delta chamber Flowmaster style mufflers, and I went back to that Challenger tip that I had. So we've made up these sections. Now I gotta take it off and completely weld it. But you can see we're not gonna have clearance issues with the exhaust. So yeah, we'll take it apart and weld it now, and then we're gonna put it back up and make tabs. Yeah, I cut my finger. We're gonna make tabs front and rear to hold it, and then go over and do the driver's side. Alright, I got this side all welded up, ready to go back in. We'll put it up there and make a couple solid hangers for it. Front, I think I'm going to do one in the front and one in the rear, and then do the other side. Alright, so I made this mount tab and grabbed the old spring perch, welded it on. So now I got the exhaust on there. But she's up as high as I can get it, and it should be drivable this way, so it should sound good with that knockoff Flowmaster exhaust. So alright, so I've got this side tacked up here, coming around, and about ready to torch the frame out. Got the plasma cutter set up, so we're going to torch the frame out, get it welded, so we can tuck that pipe up here on this side. But I'm coming around the frame, and I'm going to go back now. Alright, I got the frame torched out with the plasma cutter, so I can shove that exhaust up in there like that one. See how I got it all, on driving on the street, ground clearance matters, so I'm gonna weld this up, cap these off, and then I'm gonna continue making the exhaust pipe back. Alright, I got the driver's side all tacked and welded and fabbed up, so ready to shove it up in there and make the hold down for it and bolt it back in. Alright, so we got the driver's side. It goes down and curls around the frame like so, and it's all welded and bolted up, and we got it's tucked up in there because the frame's been notched for it. But yeah, so you could stand on this thing if you wanted to. We got a mount put back here in the back, and it's sucked up under the frame, so you ain't gonna be ripping it off going over speed bumps or anything. So, and those are like a Delta series muffler, so it ought to sound real good. And that's what Dad wanted. Dad wanted a full exhaust. He wanted it quiet. So I kind of cheated a little bit by putting the Delta chamber Flowmaster style mufflers on there. So we're gonna have a little bit of a rumble, but it'll be quiet for him. All right, you like this kind of stuff? Check back in.